All right, yo, it's your boy Yoshi Kid Neo, and we are back in the World of Boridil, the Ruination of Boridil, part 11. Even though I accidentally called it part 10, I'll have to go back and change that once we're done with the session. But today we should be getting into, I guess, the politics of the world, or at least of this empire, of the Thurian Empire. Last session ended with Lloyd casting a spell out in the open in front of some guards, and the guards approached them and ended up calling for an inquisitor to come and question them and things like that. And that is why Gower is on his way over, because he's already looking for the party, and now that he has been given information that the party's here, he is on his way to the harbor. So the party is to probably going to formulate their plan. They've got an hour before Gower even reaches the vicinity of the city. And then from there, we'll get into some theater of the mind stuff. I really don't anticipate it turning into combat, but there's always that possibility. So I do have some NPCs on standby ready for the party to fight. But I get, like, we'll see what exactly happens. The party knows that they're kind of in deep shit right now because of the fact that Lloyd did this, and it's put them into a very bad position. So should be fun. Hopefully you enjoy, and let's go ahead and get into it.
A shitty story that goes along with the rest of them, but like it's so convoluted that no one really cares.
What movie?
Yeah, the Saw series.
Oh,
Aside from the
Saw
first
one is the only one that really
I
matters.
just feel like all it's about is just how bloody story it can be.
Yeah. There's some guy that has like terminal cancer, and he's trying to teach people lessons through fucked up like scenarios because he like finds like
the
shitty
story
people.
and like the reveal or whatever the twist in Saw 1 is nuts.
That's just rude. I don't know. I like scarier horror movies, I guess. Ones that are actually scary and not like, I don't know. Or like ones that are clever, like
That's just
Cabin in
not
the
your
Woods.
fear, you know?
Yeah, Cabin in the Woods is so good.
is it though?
It
Cabin in the
It's
Woods
hilarious.
is also satire, though.
Of
Definitely
course
a horror
it
movie.
was satire.
horror
It was
movie.
literally
Now
a
there's
horror
a
movie
movie.
making fun of horror movies. Like, it was fantastic.
Yeah, you need to go.
Am I the only one that's seen Zombievers?
I think so.
I've heard of it, never got a
Now,
chance to watch it.
It's worth the watch because you will laugh.
I believe that.
They
I
turn
wanna-
into zombie beavers. I thought they were just zombie beavers that were attacking. It's like, no, they bite, and then the people turn into zombie beavers.
Wait.
They grow tails and teeth.
This is like the old
Shout out to the Angry Beavers.
Like,
Angry beavers.
giant shark versus octopus. Like those kinds of horror movies, those are amazing. Really terrible ones.
All right, we ready? Here we go. So last time we left our heroes, you guys were on your way to the what's it called? The port city, in order to hitch a ride on a boat and head towards Bleakbell, because all of you, as of right now, have some reasons to go there based on what you've heard from outside sources or what you've gathered so far in your journey together. On the way there, a few things happen. Most notably, the introduction to the newest character, Kai, which Agent J had gotten a message on his watch saying that the, I guess, connection had been established and that they were going to be sending a teleporter, or a portal rather, to his location so that he could come back home. In which he's like, all right, finally, it was nice knowing you guys, but I'm definitely not due to be in this world, so I'm going to go back home. Peace. As he walked towards the portal, plot twist, it wasn't a portal that was sent by his group of folks. It was actually a portal that a demon had opened up so that he could come out and challenge this young kid that you guys had just met. Young kid that you came to know by the name of Kai. But the fact that this was happening, you guys couldn't just let it. So you decided to aid the boy in fighting this big-ass Minotaur, and you were successful in defeating the Minotaur. The Minotaur ended up saying that he would be back, and now that he's kind of properly gauged this group, who he assumes will be Kai's new allies, he'll be back with more at another time. Probably once he's done resting or something. I don't know. But you guys meet Kai when you start heading back towards the harbor yet again. And then a second anomaly happens. There's a prison cart, a prison carriage heading towards the main capital, Krayot. And inside is a man. You can't really see much from when you first spot the thing, but it was at this moment that a solar eclipse had occurred. And as that solar eclipse had occurred, you could see the man with his arms outstretched, shouting and screaming and trying to get closer to it, even though he was physically incapable of. But he was mutilating himself just because of the solar eclipse, and he was talking about something that he called the stone, and he had stuff that he had to do for the stone. And the guards ended up stopping, subduing the gentleman, chaining him up, and Three-Toed Jim offered one of his charges of his healer kit in order to make sure the dude was stabilized. And after that, the guards went on their way. They told you that they were taking him to be questioned by the Inquisition, and that was about it. You guys got into the port city of Namat, and you met with a stable master who who will board your horses and your cart for a 10-day. A 10-day. And if you're not there after a certain amount of time, he'll end up probably selling the cart and the horses. But he doesn't anticipate that being the case. Although he has told you some rumors about people going crazy in Bleak Bell and some weird shit that's been happening, which definitely piques everyone's interest. He then pointed out the dockmaster's house and the tavern/inn known as the Sailor's Alley, that you guys could go and find a place to sleep for the night. So the party split up. Half of you went to the dockmaster, who sold you tickets for the earliest possible ship that would be leaving the following morning towards Bleak Bell. And the rest of you went and got a table at the tavern and also procured 3 rooms that were all in the same hall in the same building. So as everybody got back together, a lot of weird shit was going on. There was fist fights, there was heavy drinking, there was drugs, there was sex, there's all types of things going on in the city that, probably in a empire that claims to be holy, it's kind of strange that this would be happening. But you don't know the full dynamics of this town for sure, and you don't know exactly how much influence the holy location of the empire's capital has on these outside villages and settlements. But nonetheless, while this was going on, you were all talking, you ordered some drinks and some food, and eventually you finally got the chance to actually talk to Kai, your new comrade, and see what he was about, get a little bit about his history, in which he told you that he was trying to become world renowned as the best monster hunter in the land, and stabbed his sword into the table. As he had done that, a lot of patrons saw this and started shouting at him that he would have to pay for that and blah blah blah. And the guards at this point started to pay attention to your group, and they had seen Lloyd reach over, cast the mending spell, and erase the scar that Kai had left upon the table, in which they had stood up, they had come over, and they began talking with you. You tried to make a fib that you were a priest, but when asked what god you serve, you were very silent, and they took this as a fib. And the rest of the party tried to answer for him, which only made him even more guilty. So one of them, I didn't describe this, but one of them did sort of like walk away a little bit and cast a spell to contact Gower, which he came back and told this gentleman that had been talking to you guys, or questioning you guys rather. And he said that you were to stay put. Gower is on his way to this location. He'll be here within an hour or so. Otherwise, feel free to go about your provisions that you've just ordered. But the guard will be watching you. And that is where we will be starting tonight's session. So, let me see. Where did my... anyway, so the guards tell you Gower will be here within an hour, and he has some questions for you all. So, feel free to finish off your provisions, perhaps order more, but I advise you to not try to leave the vicinity. We'll be keeping a careful eye on you. And he nods his head and goes back to sit down at his table that he was sitting at. So, does the party wish to do anything or say anything to each other?
We're not allowed to use magic or something?
That would be the case for the people that may or may not be here and looking for us.
Yeah, at this moment, Thorpe is still casting his glance at Lloyd, and then he averts his gaze, looks back at the guards, and proceeds to sip his wine.
So, we have an hour. Do we want to make use of that hour, or just stay here?
There is only one option. We would have to fight our way out. If that is something we wish to do.
Are we in
If
the
we
best
wish to
shape
get on that
do
ship.
that? Well, it doesn't
I
leave
am
till
not.
morning.
I'm not too sure what is we can do in this situation. It will cause too much attention.
Seymour is a little
Too many
upset.
witnesses.
Can you tell?
Does Seymour bark?
Do you hear Charlie in the background?
No, actually, I don't.
Oh, usually you guys can't. Yeah, she's freaking out.
Okay.
Take a short rest, so I go.
Yeah, you guys can
think,
take a short rest.
Yeah.
We should just hang out for a little while. I mean, I can't do any magic, so I don't know what you guys have to worry about.
Alright, I will go ahead and do said short rest.
Yeah, so if anyone is taking a short rest, just type how many hit die you're going to use to heal up and regain any of the... Well, most everything should be automatic in terms of what you regain on a short rest.
Brady, I have the durable feat. Will that apply automatically?
That is a good question. 'Cause I don't remember seeing a special toggle for it. So we'll probably just have to do it ourselves.
Okay.
So the minimum you can regain is... So just, how about this? Instead of actually rolling the hit die, since the minimum you can gain is 8, just roll a... Let's see, what would it be? Yeah, just roll a d4, and we'll essentially... A 1 will be 8, 2 will be 9, or no. I guess roll a d5. So it should be, yeah. Slash roll d5. Does that do a thing? It does.
That's cool.
Yeah, so do that, and then, because it should also,
So slash roll space D5, or is it an exclamation mark?
shouldn't be, it should be, yeah, slash R D, space D5. And you can actually put the amount that you're going to roll in front of that. And then based on how many you're rolling, we'll multiply that by your Constitution modifier, and it'll do the thing.
Okay. So 5.
Why are you rolling a d5?
Oh, I thought you said rolled.
No,
Instead
no,
of me
this is for Three-Toed Jim
I
specifically.
don't think that was right.
Oh. Okay.
A D54.
Oh, we can't roll no hit die, man.
I mean, no, you can.
How did you specify how many? What's the input for that?
Slash R space, the amount that you're going to be rolling comes first, which
Oh.
I'm assuming is 4 of
There
them.
we go.
So 4d5.
Oh, okay, never mind.
And then it'll do that. So since you're doing 5 of them, multiply that by 4. So that's 20 HP plus 22, so 42 HP together. And then I'll go in.
How do I roll?
So
I
on...
got short rest. Do I just hit roll however many times?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. I thought I could just do it one time. Alright, so... Oh, here it is.
I have
Alright.
exactly 101 health. I'm back to full.
Can I not roll?
Nice. You should be able to. There you go.
9, and I'm gonna roll one more.
Okay. And yeah, I don't know
let
how
me-
to make it
let me
do
roll
the
2
durable
more.
thing. But I had 42.
Oh, that's easy enough. I think next time I'll just do the
Alright,
thing
cool.
and then I'll manually add up to 8, you know? Just add the
Okay.
difference. It won't be that hard.
Oh, yeah.
So,
And real quick, Kirsten, do you want to do any hit die? You're currently at pretty much half HP.
Yeah.
How many?
How many do I have?
You have 8 available.
I will do 5.
Okay. All right, there we go.
Am I back to full health now?
You're 3 off. We're
Okay,
close.
enough.
And then, yep, and you get your spells slots back.
it's half of my levels. I'm level 9, so I get 4. So I get 4's worth of, I believe.
You can choose to expand. Half your wisdom or wizard level rounded up. So yeah, should be 5. So you got 5 slots. And it's like your ring of spell storing.
Yeah, so like a third level consists of like one third level is like 3 slots of that 5.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then I will. Yeah, I'll just get back 1 level 3 slot,
Okay.
and then the rest just kind of go away, I guess, because I can't use them.
Okay, gotcha. And then Kirsten, if you could mute yourself, we hear your vehicle.
Once again.
Okay. So as you guys are sitting around the table, eating your cheese and crackers and sipping on your drinks, unless the recent event has put a sour taste in your mouth, Thorpe, and you're kind of just sitting there, barely sipping your wine.
Well, I put my cup down on the table, still looking in the direction of the guards, and say to the rest of the party, so, are any of you wanting to create a disturbance in here? Or are we going to sit and wait for their higher up to get here?
We need to start a bar fight.
Yeah, I suggest we create a distraction to get out of here. I'd rather not be here. I distinctly remember someone saying that a certain individual will be the doom of us all. So,
Now, here's the one argument against that. We're not going to be able to get to Bleak Belt if we leave.
yeah, that boat is the only way that we know of currently, and he did take our money.
A lot of it. Like a lot.
I mean, we can risk it.
It sounds like it's going to be a lose-lose kind of predicament. Either way, we're not getting to Bleak Bell, it seems.
Yeah, I'd rather
Oh,
not
I'm
be
getting
here
the Bleak
for-
Bell.
I mean, we all planned to, but maybe not as soon as we thought.
Unless you're trying to arouse attention elsewhere but our own.
The other option, aside from making a distraction and trying to leave this place, would be to stay and talk to our cherry interrogator. I'm sure he's going to be very happy to see us.
Or
And what
maybe
do you do
you.
to us? What are you saying?
Or maybe he'll be pretty excited to meet you. And I'll
You know,
go back to Lloyd.
These tables cost like less than $1, so could have just paid for a new one. You know,
Yeah. Well, regardless of what kind
mistakes
of
happen. I
we're
guess
here.
it's habit. It is what it is.
Oh. I would assume.
Am I the
we're
only
just
one that
going to
can't
sit
do
here.
spells here? Do you guys all cast magic? Can I say it quietly and like kind of look left and right?
I just cast a gaze towards the Three-Toed Gem.
I mean, I saw what we
Neither
did.
confirming nor denying.
What about you, little champ?
Oh, who, me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, I can't cast magic, but I'm a bit confused. Looks towards Lloyd. It's like, Lloyd, right? What's
Yeah.
the deal with magic?
There's
What did you do that was wrong?
There's certain people in the countryside that are kind of fanatical in a religious way, kind of like they burden you at the stake. They catch you doing magic because they view it as a vow desecration of their lord.
Oh, well, did you do that?
I I
He
didn't
did.
think a seedy, noisy bar would draw that much attention.
But did you desecrate somebody?
No.
Oh. Then what's the big deal?
Well, they kind of burn you at the... They torture you.
Magic is against the law here in this region.
Depending on who's looking, yeah.
Against the law? And you see him look
What's
like
going on,
puzzled.
Justin? How we doing?
Like everything around us is magic. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, not everyone sees it that way, I suppose.
Those gentlemen, the fanatics that he is talking about.
Well, welcome back.
From what we've seen in the town, in the city.
Today is
before
D&D
getting here,
Wednesday,
They are willing to execute.
and the party is currently
Anyone
trying to figure out what they're
who
going to
does
do
magic.
since they got caught using
And
magic
those
in a society
association
that
to those users,
doesn't like magic.
no matter if you can use it or not.
I'm doing well.
Exactly.
I'm a wee bit sleepy, but that's to be
Well-
expected.
You don't associate yourself with him, do you? Looking at Lloyd still.
Wait, say what?
The fanatic?
No. They deem anyone who is associating themselves with magic users, even if those people are not magic users, they deem the non-magic users as just as bad.
Oh.
That's what I mean.
Oh.
Well, either way, the three of us have magical touches to us. But you, Lloyd, you seem to be the only one that they actually know is doing magic.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. Maybe you
Which
guys
puts
could
us
just...
all in danger.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you guys could all just make a break for it, leave me behind. I'm not sure if that's possible. But
We're out of options at this point. We cannot do that. We're all in this together at this point.
well, we don't have
So-
too much time.
We've only thing that we could think to do would be we either A, create a distraction and leave, B, kill them here and now but have the attention of everyone in the bar,
Mm-hmm.
or C, we could try to talk our way out of the situation.
As unlikely as it seems, I feel that the distraction is the best course of action, but they will definitely be looking for us. Outright killing the people here is too noticeable, and I doubt that they'd let us walk away.
Well, the only chance for getting the Bleak Bell is to not try to escape.
Indeed. Either way,
Well.
it would seem that we were forced to wait here for our potential demise. I pull out my journal, put my pen against my tongue, and then start writing.
Well,
I mean, we can always walk.
I say just casually leave.
without the guard seeing.
That would definitely more than likely resolve into option B, killing them. They would not let us leave, we'll be forced to go through them. As I continue writing,
Oh, I don't think fighting's a good idea, guys.
No.
there are a lot of people in here. Either way, someone would know our whereabouts if you were to do something here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got an idea. Is there a lot of people in the bar?
Yeah, there's a fair amount, probably 30 or more, as you just kind of glance around. And the thing about this bar, it's kind of like just an open air bar. So a lot of the tables are sort of in a sort of like sheltered overhang. But then there's also tables that are out just in the sort of, not really the middle of the street, but like right in front of some of the ships and on the edge of the water. Yeah, there's a good amount of folks that are inside, but there's also almost equal amount of folks that are outside doing all the random shit that you see going on. Especially because of the fact that there's also what seems to be a brothel right nearby.
Oh,
Close my journal and get up and walk towards the bar.
okay, so I got an idea.
Okay.
Alright, let's hear it, little man.
I walk off. And then what
Sir!
I'm gonna do? Huh?
Don't leave the vicinity.
Is it obvious that he's talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I can't play
Because
stupid.
as you stand up and start walking away, one of the guards from the table that are keenly watching you, he stands up and holds a hand out and says, "Sir," which you can choose to ignore if you wish, but he does shout it enough to where all of you can hear it pretty visibly.
But like, it's not. He's just yelling, "Sir." Then he's not really pinpointing me out. Like he's just saying, "Sir." Because I mean, I got up, he got up.
Up to
I'm
you.
just gonna keep. Yeah, I'm gonna keep walking.
Okay. The gentleman starts to sort of lightly jog over towards you with his hand on the hilt of his sword. "Young man!" And as he gets to your table, Kai is still walking off. "I would recall your friend before things get a little dicey."
At the bar, trying to talk to the bartender.
I also go up to the bar.
So like it's just me.
You and Trina.
I walk over to Kai. I would assume I'm like on a bar stool and I like hop off of it and now I'm below the table.
Yeah.
Is it kind of like that? And I kind of like tug Kai's tunic or whatever he's wearing. Like, "Hey, buddy."
I turn around.
What you doing?
Oh, I was just going to the bathroom and then getting something to drink.
Oh. That was a lot of dice and nothing showing. Not cool.
Oh, that's weird.
Hey, Brady, can I like look
So-
around and see if there's like a ventilation somewhere?
Ventilation. You mean for like
Mission Impossible heists for sure. is all
oh,
I
like
can-
vent shafts?
Like a vent shaft or like some sort of like air duct of some kind?
The only thing you see is that there is a convenient hole in the roof where the smoke or the column of smoke from the fire in the sort of central location of the tavern, the little pillar of smoke is going through. Otherwise, like I said, it's kind of like just literally an overhang. The bar has the bar that you're at, everything from that to the docks where all the ships are is just a bunch of tables and chairs, and half of it's on the under the overhang, which is connected between two actual buildings. Behind the bar, there's a wall of different various ales, liquors, wines, and there's a door that leads to the back area that you would assume leads to maybe like to a kitchen, because obviously they're making food and stuff. Other than that, there's no like ventilation ducts because it's an open air tavern.
Okay. Noted. Never mind then. I'm just at the bar then, waiting for him to get finished for what he's doing.
Okay. So Kai says he's going to the bathroom, and the guard takes his hand off the hilt. Then I will escort you.
I'm coming too.
And he looks around. He looks behind him over his shoulder, and he sort of like tilts his head towards you guys. And another one of the guards finishes his drink, puts it down onto the table, wipes his mouth, and reluctantly gets up. And you can see he's kind of grumbling about it as he walks over. We will show you the way. Stay close. Do not try anything.
You can understand my trepidation of allowing you to go off with a 14-year-old boy in this town.
They kind of look at you, and then their eyes get kind of wide, and they're like, we did not mean anything of it.
And the church's reputation, but I don't just want to make sure. So I'm gonna go with you.
No. Your foul thoughts concern us.
You think those are foul thoughts? The thoughts that plague my mind would destroy you.
And they kind of glance at each other, and they kind of nod. Yes, the bathroom was it. Let's be on our way, shall we? And they start walking.
You guys want to know how I lost my toes?
We're not really interested in your story, to be frank. Our orders are to keep an eye on you until Gower gets here. Perhaps maybe he would be interested in knowing why you only have 3 toes.
Hopefully he doesn't worry why you have 3 toes too.
Is that a threat?
No, you should just learn your lesson. I am surprised you don't want to listen to my story.
Go ahead and move on. And one of the guards takes point, and the other one waits for you guys to start following him. Which, unless you do otherwise, I would assume you would follow.
Me? Yeah.
And they walk down the docks just a bit, probably 20 feet away from the tavern, and they start heading down the stairs of one of the docks. And once they get there, the man in the lead turns around and he points to the side. Well, there you go. And he's literally just pointing to the edge of the dock where the water is.
This is not the bathroom.
Why, of course it is. You are a gentleman. You can use the bathroom wherever you need to. This way we can also keep tabs on the rest of your party.
I'll look towards 3 toes, and it's like, am I missing something here? Like, I gotta use the bathroom. Like, I don't.
I kind of like nudge the guard. I would do it like in the side, like, but since I'm so low, it's probably like his thigh. Guy's got a shy bladder.
It would seem so. If you don't have to use the bathroom, we'll head back to your group. Otherwise, feel free.
No, I mean, I have to use the bathroom, but I just need the bathroom. Like, where's the bathroom?
The gentleman that was leading the way, I'll show you. And he steps to the side of the dock, undoes his belt, and starts to take a whiz off the side of the dock. There's your bathroom.
Is that no?
2 questions.
I'm gonna
before
hold
anything moves forward. How many guards are here, and are we armed?
Yeah, they have not de-armed you at all. They're simply trying to keep you in a single location until they're ready to transport you elsewhere. The two guards are with you, and then other 3 of them are with the rest of the party, keeping tabs on them. Both of these ones do not look to be as well armored as the gentleman that had come to talk to you in the first place. The one that I showed you his picture. And the other ones, the other two that are with that man are even less armored.
So we got 2 medium boys, and then with us, and then a big boy and 2 lazy boys.
Correct.
With them. Good to know. Thank you.
The guard finishes up. He does a little shake of his little John and puts his belt back on and goes, "Well, get on with it, kid."
I don't feel comfortable using it. I'm just gonna hold it in. This is kind of embarrassing and nasty.
If you want, we could dunk you.
No,
You have 3 with you.
I just want to use a normal bathroom.
Well, by the tavern, this is where everyone comes. Otherwise, it's going to be on the whole other side of the dock. And I don't really feel like walking all that way.
Well, let's head to the other side of the dock. And I point towards a random direction. Is it that way?
And he shakes his head. Nope.
Oh, so maybe that way. Not pointing another random direction. That way?
I've got an idea. And he starts to lead. What are you on about? Just follow suit. And they start walking off of the dock. And the one behind you is notably confused as to the first one, what he's doing. Kid needs a bathroom? I'll give him a bathroom. And they start to walk out of eyesight from the rest of the party. And they go probably 6 houses down. And he unlocks the door, opens it up, walks inside. And the other guard, as you guys look back at him, or if you look back at him, he's got a smirk on his face. And as you walk in, bathroom's in the back, right this way. And as he goes into the back, you hear him grab a set of ringed keys. He unlocks a lock, and you hear like a sliding door open. There's your bathroom, kid. And as you walk into that back area, you can see a row on either side of 5 jail cells. Each of them blocked off from one another with a cobblestone wall. And inside is a hole in the ground and a cot made out of hay. And he points to the very first one. There's your privacy. Is that what you needed?
Yeah. Alright, and I go towards the hole.
Okay. As you walk in there, he closes the door, locks it. And you, little halfling, do you need your own private chamber too, or are you ready to go back to the tavern?
People are around us right now.
Just these 2 guards and one that was in the front room that had handed them the key ring. From what you can hear inside of there are some folks. They sound like they're sleeping currently, probably drunk. That are occupying some of the other cells, but you can't see them.
I just say I'm gonna wait until he's done and then head back to the bar.
Nah, we'll just leave him here. Easy to keep tabs on him that way.
I don't want to be left here, and I'm actually taking a number 2 right now.
Okay. So while Kai is squatted over that hole taking a dookie, they shake their head. You wanted this, and this is what you'll get. This will probably be a lot easier since you seem to be a wanderer. It'll only be for about 45 minutes or so before Gower gets here.
You keep saying this This Goward dude. Who is he?
Well, you'll find out. Halfling, let's go. And one of them exits the room, and the other one waits for you to exit as well. We'll be back for your friend, don't you fret.
I look at Kai with like sad eyebrows, like, dude.
You just see him focusing on taking a dump.
Okay. Kai, guess we'll be back for you in a little bit.
Hold on, no, don't leave me in here. I just need to finish up. Give me a little bit.
You made your decision, kid. We'll be back.
I asked one of the guards for toilet tissue.
And he points to the cot. There you go.
Is it
You wanted to be...
looking?
No, it's just normal hay. Obviously, it's probably been here for a few days, if not a few weeks. But, like, you don't see any, like, doo-doo or anything on it. Halfling, let's go.
How about you let him out and we go back to the bar?
And I guess if Kai's wiping currently, and they look and they, you all are no fun. Are you done yet?
Ooh-wee. Yeah, I think I'm done.
And he
And
unlocks
then
the
I kinda,
cage.
Thanks, man. Look, you don't really know what's going on, dude. I'm just trying to save my family and came across these guys that were going to the same spot. I didn't know that they were gonna do illegal stuff. This kid, we
Fine.
just found him. He was abandoned, man, and I picked him up, and I don't know. Now we're all in this trouble, some misunderstandings.
Well, you're not in trouble. Your friend's in trouble, and Gower would like to speak to all of you. So, keep that story straight, and you should have nothing to worry about then.
I mean, we're over here ridding the place of dangerous creatures. Apparently, Did you ever hear that Royal Griffin?
I've heard a story or two about it. And they start to walk out of the jail cell area now that Kai is done and cleaned up, heading back towards the tavern.
I kind of give Kai that look of like, dude, like the wide eyes, like, oh my god, what are you doing, buddy?
How does
All
Kai
right,
respond? Does he
Hold on,
respond?
what?
You know, like, just like when you kind of look at someone who like did something, you're just like, jeez. Or,
It's
"Oh,
the
boy,
what the
are you
fuck look.
Yeah, like the kind of like the eyes wide open, head tilt down, like, what the fuck?
A little bit of teeth showing, like.
Did you get it all out there, buddy?
Oh yeah, I feel good.
All right.
So they start heading back towards the rest of the party, which, as you guys are leaving the tavern, the barkeep comes up to you, Dr. Thorpe. Oi, finished with your wine? You want another glass?
Yes, please. And some water.
Can do, can do.
Also, question.
Oi.
Those guards over there, and I move my head over, looking over towards the guards a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, they come around here often.
Well, I mean, the city's full of them. They're sort of dispersed around the docks. Most of them are in the military district, all the way on the other side of the docks. But they come over here to make sure things aren't getting too rambunctious every now and then. And looks to me like your friend just chose a very poor opportunity to show that he was an arcane user.
Well,
No doubt they've sent for Gower.
oh, we've heard. So, hypothetically, I smile and look at the bartender. If we were to want to leave this situation, what would you think would be the best course of action?
Probably to give your friend up to Gower. I'd get your story straight. If you're not arcane users, you got nothing to worry about. Especially if you've not known the man for very long, or perhaps maybe he's enchanted you in some way, shape, or form to do as he pleases. And then he's the one that gets the daggers of death. Then you all walk free. Otherwise, if you're longtime friends and Gower knows that, you're kind of screwed. But it all really depends. And he looks over towards Lloyd, and I do appreciate that he fixed my table. And hopefully maybe that's the only trick he knows, but I don't think they would call Gower for such a small little parlor trick. So I'm assuming they know a little bit more.
I would assume as well. Good note. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But yes, another wine and maybe some ginger ale.
6 silver, please.
I pull out the 6 silver and hand it to him.
Here you go. Wine, ginger ale, water.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alright, I'm assuming Lloyd's right there next to me.
As you walk back to your table, or wait, yeah, Lloyd came up to the bartender, yeah. And I think he came a little bit later than you, so when you get your, when you pay, Lloyd shows up. What can I get for you?
Just give me some wine.
All right, 5 silver.
I am gonna deduct 5 silver in a second.
And he pours you a glass of wine. Got yourself in a bit of a pickle, eh?
Yeah, you could say that.
Might I ask, have you had too much to drink?
Why are you asking?
Well, I'm assuming that you know about how magic has looked in this place. So why did you do it?
You know, a seedy bar didn't think it'd attract too much attention. No
Well,
offense.
when you get a young lad coming up shouting at the top of his lungs and stabbing tables, kind of hard not to gather attention.
So, I got another question for you.
Mm-hmm.
How rowdy does this place get during the month on average?
Well, usually the gods come about this time of night because that's what dissipates all the rowdiness. And he shows you, or he like looks around. Yeah, not too many brawls going on right now, which is good. I don't think the drink's been flowing too much. These lads have been back from sea for a few days now, and I believe tomorrow's the large shipment, so a lot of their captains have told them to keep a handle on it. But then he looks at one. Obviously, he screwed that up. And you see a gentleman that's on the edge of the dock just hurling.
So a small chance of there being a controlled outburst, huh?
Kind of squints. I would say so.
So, does anyone ever, come to you to instigate these sort of things? Or do you ever condone those?
I definitely do not, because usually I have to pay for the repairs out of pocket. And if you're planning on doing such a thing, he looks over towards the guards, and they're obviously looking at you. and he makes eye contact with one of them. All I gotta do is say the word, I believe.
Just curious.
Well, your curiosity definitely doesn't bode well for what you're saying, especially in your situation. I understand you're probably scared, but you brought it upon yourself. Why are you going to bring me into it?
Well, thank you for the wine. And I go sit back down.
And he looks at you, Dr. Thorpe. Does he treat all your friends like that?
I just look at him and smile. I'm like, as of recently, I would assume so. And then he picks up his drinks and walks towards our table.
Okay. And when you guys sit back down, Trina, you've noticed that the guards they weren't really interested in anything that you're currently doing. They're mainly watching Lloyd. So is there anything Trina does while they're up at the bar? And while the rest of your group is taking a shit somewhere?
Are there like doors or exits? I think I missed the description of
it's
the bar while I was
it's a
driving.
very open air tavern, and you guys are currently literally like you guys are in one of the tables that's outside of the overhang, sort of in the middle of the street. So if you look at all those people that are sitting down right above Dr. Thorpe's head, you're pretty much in that position. So, and then the guards are probably more to the left of where Kai's face is, in a very similar position. So it's very open. And yeah, there's a lot of people, but you can still, like, there's not enough people to where you could probably get real low and like walk away without the guards noticing, especially with how close they are and how attentive they are.
I really don't like this situation. I still have to formulate a plan, so at this moment, Trina's not doing anything.
Okay. So Lloyd and Dr. Thorpe come back and sit down, and within the next minute or so, Kai and Jim also come back. And as they get back with Kai and Jim, the guard looks at Kai and he snaps his fingers. Kid, look at me. No more wandering off, all right?
Okay.
And then the guards go back to their table. They sit down and they start drinking some water, it looks like. Is there anything the party wishes to do? Or perhaps say to each other?
I asked Jim. Oh, so where'd you two end up going?
We just needed to make a little pit stop at the party.
Well, I for one am stumped on what we can do in a situation. Our only option may be to wait it out. Especially when we have so many eyes looking at us at once.
I mean, like, if you really want to, we could just run.
Yeah, but that would arise too much attention. All of our options, for the most part, will arise.
I look at you, and then I look at the guards. All 5 of them looking directly at us. I think tension's upon us, my friend.
Right. But with situation with Lloyd, hands are kind of tied at this point. and maybe tied quite literally. I'm looking at Jim.
Nothing will stop me from getting to Bleak Bell.
Well then. Then
Maybe we should, I kind of lean into Dr. Thorpe and kind of look at the rest of the party. Maybe we should have like a signal to go, you know what I'm saying here? Guess what I'm laying down?
You mean like run in different directions?
Well, I guess we could have that one, but I mean, murdering the people of the law.
Well, we don't want to do it in front of all these people.
Sometimes you don't have choices, but we
Yes,
should
but-
all do it at the same time. See, from
Well,
the
but we
stories
need
you
to get on the
guys
ship
have
tomorrow.
me, you guys don't always coordinate on cues. So I think we need to have a robust signal.
And yet, we need to be able to get on that ship tomorrow. If everyone sees us kill them, then
Well,
that's
if
not
we're-
going to happen.
Well, if we die from being questioned, it's not going to happen either. I'm saying when it comes to that point, we should all act at the same time. Who will be the one to initiate?
I guess I put on my reading glasses. If it is needed, perhaps I can. Take a sip of my wine and start writing again in my journal.
You hear a chair screech across the ground, and the gentleman, or the main guard, stands up and starts walking towards your table.
To do such a signal. What'd you say?
Oh, the main guard is starting to walk towards your table. He'll probably be there in 10 seconds.
If I say your full name... Oh, you're the one that has to initiate it. Never mind. What is
I
it?
will take off my glasses. Put them away.
That's a great signal.
Well,
And then what?
excuse me,
Then
pardon
I-
the interruption.
Heck.
Yes.
Hello?
Stop writing and look at them.
Gawa has arrived, so if you would please follow us to an alternate location where he will have some questions formulated for you.
I look to Jim and do like a very slight shake of my head, and then just close my journal and we get up.
Yes or no?
That's a no. Just a shake, just a very slight shake of the head, because it's obviously too late.
And the main gentleman starts walking forward with one of the medium boys and small boys to his left and right, and the other two are behind, waiting for you guys to begin moving. There's no point in dilly-dallying.
I do not dilly-dally.
I take
Ellie. Yeah, go
Kai
ahead, Joe.
takes the lead out the door, but he goes to Lloyd and pats him on the shoulder. And it's like, with a very with a smile on his face, and says, "We're gonna meet Gallia," and then he just walks off.
Oh boy.
He doesn't know anything about him. I completely forgot. He doesn't know that he's our demise. Jim just kind of like puts his hand on his knees, shakes his head, gets up. He goes, dilly-dallying, that's what my people do best. So I like kind of like trail behind everybody. Like if you ever watch soccer, I'm like wasting time, but not enough to get a yellow card.
I got it.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I just grab my pack and proceed to walk.
Okay. And they begin walking, and you see, like, as you guys are walking, it takes you probably about 5 minutes to get to past the midpoint of town where you guys had talked to the harbor master. And then you go another 3 minutes or so before, like, you get right outside the sort of military district, from what you can tell, based on the complete difference in the ships. And there's a pretty nice-looking 3-story building. It's roughly shaped like all the others, but it's definitely been built with the intent of looking nicer than every single building in the city. And the lead gentleman walks in, opens up the door, and the 2 guards next to him post outside of the door as you guys start to funnel your way through. He then starts, as you guys get into the sort of open foyer, there's a sort of like what looks to be a waiting area, and you're noticing that this is a very religiously decorated. There's symbols of many different gods and goddesses posted all up around the area. What looks to be a bunch of little shrines where anyone could come at any time of day to come say a prayer to their god. And you see like a sort of little offering bowl in front of it, and some of them have, you know, various bits of copper and silver, but it doesn't look like a whole lot of money is being given up to their gods and goddesses. And on the far, like, immediately when you walk into the door and turn to the right, there's a staircase that starts to go up, and the gentleman escorting you starts to walk that way. Come on, we've got to go to the 3rd floor. That is where Gower will be waiting for you. And the 2 guards follow in behind you, leaving the other 2 outside as they close the door, and you hear one of them lock it. And as you guys begin to walk up the stairs, you just see the 1st floor, or I guess the 2nd floor. It looks to be pretty much like a barracks in a way. There's a bunch of cobblestone dividers, and then inside you can see what looks to be crew quarters, where probably the guards and stuff like that end up spending the night. This is where they sleep. This is where they live. You go up another flight of stairs, and you see very much the same thing, except for this, like, sort of in the center of it all, there's a small little what looks to be a kitchen, very, very small, kind of like one that you would have in a dorm room in college. And then you get to the third story, where it's a long, narrow hallway. There's a door pretty much every 10 feet from each other, and there's 3 doors on either side. And all of them are closed, and this is the least decorated of all of the floors that you've seen. And he begins to proceed all the way to the back, and once he gets to the last door, he takes out a key ring, unlocks the door, opens it up. If you would please wait in here, Gower will be with you momentarily. There are refreshments on the counter there for your enjoyment.
Thank you.
I go towards the refreshments.
Okay.
Is there a guard here?
No, as they funnel you in, they then close the door, and you can hear them lock it behind you.
I'd recommend not eating or drinking anything in here.
Agreed.
As soon as they close the door, I like walk into a corner and proceed to like change clothes.
Okay. So as you guys walk in, actually this isn't what I want to use. We'll use.
Oh never mind. I'll wait.
Yeah, this will be fine for now. So as you guys walk in, there is a central table. All it has on it is a single vase with some flowers, like a bouquet of flowers. What you can tell is that the flowers are somewhat wilted. They definitely haven't been changed out or watered in a few days. There are a bunch of chairs and a single bench that are surrounding this table. In the far right corner is the sort of refreshments table, and it's decently organized with little pastries, what looks to be water, and some sort of tea that's available to drink, as well as like crackers and other dried fruits and things like that. On the far left corner, there's a single bookcase, and inside of it, essentially think of what a bookcase that like a library would look like, literally from the bottom shelf to the top, probably 8 different rows or shelves filled with tomes of various sizes, some of them really thin, some of them pretty thick. There's a carpet that is underneath this bookshelf, and there is a small table, probably enough to either sit your book or like a beverage down while you're reading it, and a very comfortable looking chair. The other 2 corners have a marble statues. One of them is of a woman with a blindfold on, or actually both of them are of a woman with a blindfold on, and you can see that she's clothed, but you can't tell, like, it looks more like some sort of like traditional garb, but you're not exactly sure what type of traditional garb it could be or what religion or deity she is, unless you roll really high on religion.
That was pretty high.
Lloyd, you know that to be Mistra, the goddess of magic.
Okay.
Kai, you've also noticed that this is Mistra, the goddess of magic. And Trina, you don't remember her name, but you sort of recognize recognize the statue because of the symbol, and you know that she is a goddess for sure. Same thing with Three-Toed Jim. You know that she is a goddess, you just don't know what it is. But you see sort of like her symbol is right on the back of her hand, and her pose is essentially standing sort of straight, very much at like attention, with her arms across her chest. And on the back of one of her, the back of her hand, you can see a colored blue and white star.
Does the star mean anything?
That's just Mistra's holy symbol.
Mm-hmm.
And it very much looks, I mean, it doesn't look exactly like the gentleman's, like that amulet is meant to represent that star, but that picture is not actually what her star looks like, but it's very similar. So Kai, you said you head towards the refreshments, and then everyone else kind of says, I wouldn't do that. Do you continue to the refreshments?
Like, I guess with a cup in my hand, I kind of just set it down.
I'll go sit in the comfy chair.
Okay.
Yeah, at this point now,
Familiar. Does
I'm
anyone
tightening
know what
my,
this goddess is?
at this point, I'm tightening up my tie and fashioning up like my usual self in my suit.
Okay.
I'll look at the statue and it's like, yeah, I know who she is, but I don't know why it's here or what purpose she serves.
Who is she?
Can you say her name again, Brandon?
Mistra.
Mistra. There you go.
Do you know what she's the goddess of?
Say it again, Brandon.
Magic.
Magic.
You know, for people who don't seem to like magic, they seem to worship a lot of gods and goddesses and the goddess of magic.
Something we'll need to ask Gara.
I think they misunderstand what she wants with magic.
And I feel like such chat like that will only anger them.
You want to see angry?
I'm sure you have tons of demons, Jim.
I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick, but I can hear you guys. Continue.
More than I have toes.
And
Do you change colors when you get angry?
Not quite.
he turns red.
I stopped bleeding.
Interesting. Well,
You ever
I
been so
wonder-
angry that swords don't work on you?
No, actually. But then again, there isn't many times I've actually been angry.
Seem
It's
like
more-
a pretty even-keeled fellow.
Indeed. I am more fascinated by the minds of every humanoid, how they think and how they move. So your anger will be more intriguing to me than my own anger.
My anger will help us get through a lot of problems.
And I hope for Lloyd's sake.
If we live to see the morning.
And I point to Trina as she says that. So, as we wait patiently, and must wonder what we're going to end up going through here in just a second.
Hey, should we pin this all on? Should we pin this all on Saxon?
That would not be a good idea.
Saxon said he has a good relationship with these people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, can we change that, like, and use that as a couple chips in this game?
I don't know if it'd be prudent to get Saxon on Saxon's bad side again.
You know, Saxon's bad side's better than us being dead, so
Let's see what he wants first before we make any decisions.
I'm just saying, like, that's a card we could play.
And I'm
And that
saying
would
I'm not
be-
sure if that's even if death is worse than that.
Yeah.
Saxon is mysterious. He
Death
has
is always
mysterious
the worst.
powers. Yes, but death is
Death
not
means I can't
normally...
accomplish my mission.
I mean, death doesn't mean the end.
It does for me and my family.
We'll say that's the utmost last resort. For now, we do need Saxon, for he does know what we all want, and can help us further if we help him.
Well, I technically am part of a noble family. He may give us mercy if I pull that card.
Noted.
He is a religious fanatic. I feel like they're the only ones that don't.
And yet,
But you can always play that card too, so.
religions get a lot of their money from noble families.
In which I could
Good
use
point.
my abilities in therapy to possibly pry whatever information that I can.
I could use my ability and I hit my fist. I'm good at smashing things.
Yeah, if anyone wants, you may roll a perception check. There's so many pink dye. I love it.
And a purple.
We'll take your first roll there, Trina.
Oh, whoops.
You're good.
It's not like the second one was better.
I know.
I
I
know,
think
right?
it lags a
Unless the
little
save,
bit.
unless the challenge rating was 12, that would be so funny.
So as you guys are talking and looking around and stuff, Jim and Lloyd, every time you look towards the bookshelf, you notice that there seem to be a few books that stand out amongst the others because of their odd yellow coloration of the spine of the book. Everything else is a very dark, either red, blue, or black, but there's 5 books specifically that are of that yellow color.
Go up and look at them.
Hey, you noticed those too, huh?
Yeah, these kind of stand out. I go and grab one.
I grab one and sit back in the chair and put the spine of the book between my toes on this foot that has a big and little toe, and kind of prop it up. It stays open with my little foot stand.
Trina makes a face.
You do that with which book? Just a random book or a yellow
No,
one?
one of the yellow ones. What is it?
Okay.
Is there a title or anything on it?
For the yellow ones, actually, when you go to pull it out, you hear it slide across the wood, but the moment it gets about halfway out, it stops. And you actually try to forcefully remove it, but it seems like it's binded somehow to the bookshelf. You go to take a red one and you pull it out and it just comes off of the bookshelf, and you open it up and it seems to be some random story.
Pull them all out.
And you said there's 5 of the yellow books?
Correct.
Are they in a certain pattern or anything on the bookshelf?
Roll a investigation.
Oh boy, this is what I'm best at. Oh, which one did I really roll?
Yay!
That shit's funny. So as you're looking at them, you notice that they are all on different shelves, and they all seem to be kind of scattered. But as you kind of squint and really look at it, you can tell that the shelf doesn't really matter. It's more of the fact that they actually seem to be sequential from left to right. So whatever book is on the leftmost side, there's a book that immediately follows on the side right next to it, but on a different level. And you guessed that maybe based on the fact that they're not coming out of the bookshelf, maybe there's some sort of puzzle with that.
Yeah. Guys, something's going on here. So I want to pull them in the order of the level.
Okay. So you go in and you start pulling them. So you pull the leftmost, then you pull the one that would be next to that if it was on the same shelf. And you do that over and over again. And when you pull the last one out, you hear a click right underneath your feet.
Do I fall through a trapdoor like Wile E. Coyote?
No.
Oh. What's below my three-toed
carpet.
feet? I move the carpet aside.
And you see a trap door, obviously closed, but you see no real, like you see the little ring, but you don't see any other locking mechanism on it. You see the little ring that you would use to pull and open it.
Yeah, I'll pull and open it.
And as you do, it kind of creaks a little bit, which you probably catch and then kind of do it slowly as best you can. And when you do open it, you see that there is a ladder, probably about a foot from or like right at the lip of where the opening is, and it goes down. And you can't see all the way to the bottom, or actually, I guess actually with dark vision you can, because 3 stories is roughly 30 feet, right? So yeah, if you have dark vision, which I don't know if halflings do.
I don't. Can anybody
I'll
see
come
in
look
the
down
dark?
the hole.
Okay, so Trina comes over and she looks down and she sees the ladder go from the top all the way to the ground floor. And at the ground floor, it seems to open into some sort of dark chamber. But the other notable thing is that you can actually hear what sounds like running water down there.
Guys, we can escape right now.
Unless this is a trap.
And unless they want us to find this.
I mean, how much more trapped can we get than in a locked room?
It can get worse.
Sir, they're right this way, sir. You hear outside of the door footsteps coming from what sounds to be the stairwell.
Well, I'm gonna go in.
No. Are we... How far away? Are we like talking he's behind the door right now?
No, he just got onto the 3rd floor. The footsteps just got on the 3rd floor and are walking towards. And based on the pace, it doesn't sound like they're like hurried or very quick.
Yeah, I'm going in the hole.
Lloyd's like, excuse me, pardon me, trying to save my life, and he hops onto the ladder.
I like to say, guys, we can say that he teleported away. And that he left us behind. Lloyd, go. And
I'm already gone.
Yeah, I say meet us on the ship. And I cover the trap door, put the carpet on, and push all the books back, and then go sit in the comfy chair. Unless anybody stops me.
No.
I'm still sitting at the I'm assuming like one of the chairs.
Lloyd heard us though, right? Meet us at the ship in the morning?
It's up to him.
Yeah, I pull my glasses back out and fold my legs, cross my legs, and just start writing in my journal.
I put on this like really like scared, worried face.
Okay. So Lloyd, when they close it, it becomes pitch black because you don't have dark vision. So you very carefully are moving down. Unless you're
looking up two things, seeing if my familiar has dark vision or if
it's an owl, then yes, it does.
Yeah, then I'm a summoner for the pocket dimension and just sort of like, you know,
have it guide you.
Essentially, yeah. You kind of like look through its eyes every once in a while.
Easy enough. So yeah, you make it down the ladder, no issues. As you make it to the bottom of the ladder, which you can definitely tell goes, I guess my bad. It's not 30 feet down, it's 40 feet, so it goes to a basement area. That was my bad on the numbers. But anyway, as you get down there, you hear the door upstairs open up, and you hear the familiar voice of the gentleman that came to get you guys. And he walks in. Gowa is waiting for you downstairs. Wait a moment. Where is the wizard?
Oh. Thank God.
He just.
Thank God.
I didn't.
Thank,
Possible.
thank Mistress. Thank God. Oh,
What's happened? Where is your wizard friend?
he finally left. We. Thank you for saving us.
Guards sought searching the perimeter. Apparently, the wizard has gotten free. I don't know exactly how. I will stay and interrogate these folks.
He just disappeared right in front of us. He said you pawns have been useful, and then he just left.
And he
Thank God you guys.
he walks in and closes the door behind him, and you hear a guard.
I, like, get on my knees and.
Enough of your groveling. What?
So
tell me everything that happened after I had left you.
We came in here and he did his normal looking down upon us for being inferior, non-magical beings. He cursed us with his atheism, and then he said, "It looks like I'm gonna have to come back at you guys later. You'll be useful later, but for now, you guys are done." And then he disappeared.
Interesting. So he was using you all as pawns. I have no
Of course,
reason not
we
to
would
believe
never
you.
commit such treasons against the crown by using magic.
Are you even from
Look at
this
me.
empire?
No, I'm not.
But
Brought
it
us
seems that
here.
you follow the
Does it look-
diplomatic code.
Look at us. Does it look like we're all from the same place? We're just misfits that he picked up and used for his own power.
Perhaps you're right. Once we have seized him, though, we'll get the full story, I'm sure. We'll have everything to piece together. Now, the real question is, though, what do you intend to do when he comes back to finish whatever job he said? He did say something about coming back for you, I assume?
We
He
meeting
was
in the morning.
he was pretty vague. I don't know, but hopefully it's not anytime soon. He seemed really scared, so it may have just been an empty threat, you know. I think he's really afraid of Gower.
You might be correct.
He still wants to put us in the place, you know. Oh man. We've just been under him for so long. It's just, man. He just lurks in your mind. Thank you for saving us. I start to cry. Not like sobbing, but
yeah. Well, that should be all the information I need to give to Gower. And he heads towards the door and he knocks on it in a very like a tap, 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 tap. And then the door unlocks and he starts to exit. Gower will want to speak with you all, but I believe he has already been alerted and he's looking for the wizard. He'll have his own set of questions after he searched the perimeter. So, is there anything I can get you for refreshments while you wait? I do apologize that you've been caught up in this entire thing.
I could use some warm milk and a blanket.
Very well. Any other requests?
Thank you.
The little guy could use a honey pop.
He kind of glances. I don't believe we have those.
Wine,
Oh.
please. As I raise my hand up with my pen in my hand.
Okay. And he closes the door, and they lock it behind you, and you can hear their footsteps walk away, pretty much the same pace as they came through. So Lloyd, as you get to the bottom, you peer through your owl senses, and you can see where the water is coming from. You can see that it looks to be a sewage drain.
Lovely.
And you can see a faint bit of light coming from what sounds to be, or from sounds of the ocean and stuff. But obviously it's like one of those blinding lights from such far away that you can't see any detail beyond it. And that's about 10 feet away before that stream of water. And as you start to walk towards it, so you figured the puzzle out and you thought you could escape, did you?
And I turn to look.
And as you do, you see a torch poke out of the side of the wall, as if the wall isn't even there. And coming right out from in front of you is Gower.
Oh, well, hello there.
I would
Fancy meeting you here.
assume a wizard would know such parlor tricks. I can't believe you fell for that one so easily. Most wizards do. Their lust for knowledge ends up getting them into the places that they deem to be the worst. You see,
So,
I've used this ploy many, many times, and time again, wizards such as yourself fall for it, making my job so much easier. You see, now I know you're trying to run away. Now I can confirm the stories that I've been told about you. All I need...
In what might those be?
You are a wizard of grand power.
Wow.
You hear more footsteps coming. You can drop the wall. And the illusionary wall you watch starts to sort of like unravel and then dissipate. And then there's another armored figure standing there. This black armor. But he stands there, no torch. Gower has the torch, and he's looking at you. The gentleman, or the armored figure rather, is standing there watching you. He does have what looks to be a longsword. Gower doesn't seem to have a weapon on him. Gower continues to look at you. We don't really need to go through the allegations. I have enough here to be able to convict you of at least attempting to flee from the law, which is enough to get you a hearing at the Grand Courts. From there, the witness testimonies will come forward, and they will judge you based on your actions while you have been within the Empire. But perhaps maybe it doesn't need to come to that.
Oh.
Yes, I believe we could work out an option or two for you.
And
You
what
see,
might that be?
my friend's blade, it's rather thirsty. Perhaps maybe you'd like to confess here and now before whatever false gods you worship, and we can send you on your way. Your friends will be freed, of course. It sounds as if you have been controlling them in some way, shape, or form. Or perhaps you'd rather go through the trial process. And he reaches behind his back, and you hear him grab some chains, and he tosses them to your feet. If that's the case, slip those on, and we'll make sure to take you back to Krayot. But there's always the third option.
Oh.
My personal favorite. You could simply leave. I will call my men off, and once I have been given the order to find and execute you, he smiles very crookedly, then the fun begins.
I'm sorry.
You are hereby an enemy of the state, regardless of what option you choose. But should you run away,
the whole hunting me down thing. Are you getting off on this?
It fills me with such satisfaction to watch the life fade from those that practice in these perverted arts.
Didn't the wall just stop being a wall? How did your men message you and whatnot? Isn't that all magic as well?
It is of a divine cause, gifted from our gods and goddesses.
You mean
Perhaps,
Mistra?
maybe, not only Mistra, that is who I serve, but he serves someone else, and other priests serve others. Based on whatever portfolio they control, they can gift us other various forms of magic, much like your arcane, except for a gift from the gods themselves. Whereas you take everything you can get, you are not given. And you take, and you take, and you take. And eventually... And you can see that he's kind of biting his tongue, and he's got this very, like, his eye starts to twitch, and you can see that he's furious just talking to you. I do not like the arcane. My goddess does not like the arcane. I have been given the purpose, the holy purpose, to eradicate all arcane users. And I will be successful. First, Krayat, then the Empire, then the world. You are but a mere stepping stone. And I will make sure that you see the executioner's blades. But we could have a little fun with this. And he points towards the flowing sewer stream. Take a little dip. Be on your way. And once I've gotten back to Krayat and told the Grand Priestess what all has happened, I will be given the order to find and execute you personally. Or take the shackles, put them on, and I will escort you to Krayat. And we will get everything for your hearing here within the next few days.
Is a hearing what I saw on the way into Krayat?
That was a public confession. That was after the hearing, after they had been sentenced to death. But to die before confessing your sins is no way to greet your God upon your arrival to the afterlife. That is the one mercy that I will never give up.
Okay. And how often do these trials the person get to walk free? Does that ever occur?
You are very naive, wizard. I believe perhaps maybe one or two. But they ended up condemning someone else in their place. Which it turns out that the Inquisition was incorrect in their first captor, but the second one was dead on.
Okay.
But these mistakes are very, very far and few, as we've had hundreds of convictions of mages and wizards, witches, arcane perverted scum.
So, say I go on my way. You said after you get back to Krayat, you'll be hunting me?
Within a few days, maybe hours. It all depends on how fast our horses can carry us back home.
Okay.
But perhaps maybe you want the hunt to end now. And he looks over towards his companion, which he draws his sword, and he holds it to his side. If that is the case, confess. Confess your sins, and we will make it a clean death.
I have nothing to confess. I think I'll be on my way.
Very well. And he gives a crooked smile again. Don't worry. those bandits that you killed will get their justice.
Bandits.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
With the cart?
Oh yes, the cart that you stole from them. The cart with all of your alchemical supplies, with your second spell book. We searched your carts, as I'm sure you know already. Why else would you buy a new one and exit Krayat mere hour after coming through the front gates?
Well, mainly because someone else took our cart and you're freaking us out, but
No. I've got all the information I need to convict you before the judge. But, as I have said before, there's your exit, and there is the most fun adventure for you ahead. I can assure you.
one more thing. What else was in the cart? Because honestly, we didn't know about the stable boy was saying there was a trapdoor or something. What else was in there?
Oh, I think you know the answer to that yourself.
No, I'm actually asking. I honestly do not know.
And you think that I believe your dumbfoundedness. And he shakes his head. And then he looks to his friend one more time, and he kind of nudges his head towards you, and he takes a couple steps, and he's got his blade ready. Go on your way, little wizard.
Okay, then. I'm sure we'll meet again.
Oh, yes. And I look very much forward to it. Have fun in Bleakbell, by the way. I believe you'll get there just before we will.
Sounds like a trip.
And as he says that, he turns around. His plate mail buddy sheaths his sword, and they start walking towards this iron door that you see from where the wall had dissipated. And as they open it up, roll a perception check.
Play.
You can't see anything, but you do hear some sort of faint vocals coming from beyond. But as they open the door, they go through and they close it behind them and they lock it.
Okay. And then the door, like the light is there, is what you're saying, or?
Like to get out from the sewers?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally just like an opening. Think of a sewer drainage pipe that just goes out and funnels into the ocean. So as you're walking along the sort of bricks that sort of guide the stream, you end up getting towards the end, and you smell the ocean breeze, and you come out of the pipe, and it's right. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what I had it as, but it's pretty much right next to one of the large docks, and there's actually a ladder that goes from the side of the wall there and climbs up to the main street.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna make my way to the main street, I guess, and then do I see where I bought the tickets from?
Yeah, you see it. It looks to be maybe 100, 200 feet away from you.
And how many ships are over there?
There's ships all along the docks. A lot of different cargo ships mostly, and fishing ships.
The ticket that I purchased doesn't say any information on it.
It says Captain Salvador, Dock 3.
I will go there.
Okay. So you start heading that way, and after, because it takes you about 3 minutes or so to get to Dock 3. So on your way there, the rest of you hear footsteps, and then you hear the lock to the door unlock, and as the gentleman that you've been talking to starts to walk in. I will take care of this alone. You can remain outside. Perhaps you need some sleep, Captain Gray. Yes, sir, Gower. If you need me, I will be in my quarters. And Captain Gray leaves, and Gower walks inside. And as he does, the door closes and is locked behind him. I just remembered I have a better song for this.
Why am I not getting any music?
I just started playing it. It's
Burst
pretty
my
low,
eardrums
though.
when I loaded it.
Yeah.
Good
I'll
evening.
barely turn it up.
I have been told that your wizard friend had been keeping you all under his control for his own nefarious reasons, and that this was his only way of escaping, leaving you behind to take the blame. My men have been unable to find him, but we will keep searching. But we would like to make sure that we have the story straight. I am Gower, head inquisitor of the Church of the... I forgot the church name.
That's what the Gower says.
If he said that. Abbey of Faithful Followers.
It's been a long day, guys, okay?
Yeah.
Church of Mist.
May I get all of your names, please? And he walks towards the refreshment table and begins to pour himself a drink. And as he
Trina.
finishes, he turns around, taking a sip. Pleasure to meet you, Trina. And the rest of you?
Giles Thorpe. Dr. Giles Thorpe. I'm still writing.
And he nods, Doctor.
I'm
The
Timothy
halfling?
Thornborough.
Pleasure, Timothy. And the kid.
Why does everybody keep calling me a kid? It's Kai.
Pleasure, Kai. Now, as I have stated, we've been tipped off about your companion Lloyd and some of his dealings in Grim Meadow and one of the camps that apparently Lord Saxon had created to distill illegal liquor. We know that he is very capable in the arcane arts, and we have reason to believe, based on testimony that we've received from various members of Grim Meadow, as well as your companion that you saved from that griffin attack, that he had controlled you all and used you in order to gain whatever it was he pleased. Is this correct?
I look at him and like give him sad eyes. Yes. Thank you for saving us.
You're quite welcome.
I'm gonna name my next kid after you.
I'm
Once I
very
find my
flattered.
wife.
But don't worry. I don't do this for the enjoyment. I do this because it is what my goddess wishes. Your friend Lloyd, he practices a perverted form of magic. I've been told that he practices dark rituals to evil gods, which is why my men could not get whatever god or goddess he followed when he had cast his magic at the tavern. We have searched the immediate area and my men have been unsuccessful. But once we get the proper warrant, we will be issuing a manhunt for Lloyd. So perhaps maybe if you find him first and you're able to get the better of him, you could bring him back to Kriot, where you will be rewarded, and he will be tried and most likely executed. Do you know what it was he was looking for in Bleakbell? We have reason to believe that was his next destination.
I don't know. What
He
do
shares
you
plans
guys?
with us much. We were just servants after all.
And then, maybe you know where exactly he came from? I do not believe him to be a Thurian descendant.
To be honest, I don't really know much about him. He didn't talk about himself very much.
And I guess
He only...
I close my, as Jim says that, I close my journal, and take off my glasses and put them inside my inside pocket of my jacket.
Wait, did you give me a glance?
No. I was after you said what you said. I'm closing my journal.
You took off your glasses?
I took off my glasses, but I still shake my head no.
Okay. 'Cause you see me like talking to him and like being all sad, and then like you go and take off your glasses, and I like kind of flinch, and then you go no.
Like a very.
And then I kind of relax and go back.
And then I was like, yes, Lord. He didn't talk about himself much. He just, for the most part, kept us all as hostages and threatened our lives if we were to go against his word. Me, being a psychiatrist, I was just interested in seeing what was next for his goal. What was he planning for us?
Interesting. Well, it would seem that your innocence is mostly settled, at least until we capture him and see what he has to say.
You believe what that monster would have to say?
Of course not, but even with liars, there's some truth to be found. Nevertheless, you are all free to go, but I do have one final question before leaving you.
And that is?
He looks towards Trina and Dr. Thorpe. What gods do you worship?
I am still trying to find it myself.
And he walks closer towards you. He puts his drink down, and he reaches into his pocket, and he pulls out a blue and silver star, and he hands it to you. Take this. It is one of many holy symbols that I have. It is the holy symbol that Mistra has gifted upon me. This beacon guides me to her word. It shows me the path that I must take in order to achieve the greatness that I know I'm destined for. And I am sure if you try hard enough, you too could be gifted with more divine magics, as opposed to those that you currently practice. But unfortunately, fortunately for you, you did not try to escape. and all we have are eyewitness testimonies, not to mention your word against Lloyd's. Since you've been cooperative, we will be keeping an eye on you while you remain within the Empire boundaries. But know that we hunt Lloyd first. This is by no means the end of me. And then he steps back from you.
And as he hands me the star, I do a nod and smile. That is a good note, Gower.
And you, Trina, what goddess or god do you worship? Who grants you your power?
The more
A folklore patron. And you actually gain your powers from them. And he strokes his chin. Very interesting. As of now, I will have to believe you. It seems that you must be an actual divine wielder of magic. So we have no course to investigate you until we find out more about this Morrigan. More than likely a lesser deity, I assume.
they are in fact deities.
Very well. We will remain watchful of you all. But it would seem that the most innocent of you all are Jimothy and Kai. So I hope that you do not take upon what Lloyd has done to them and make a further disgrace of yourselves. He walks towards the door and gives a series of knocks.
Hey, Gower.
Yes.
You know, I'm from Maston, and we don't have these stricter rules here. And I know there's the deity given and the arcane. What about the naturists? What are the laws here on those? Of the druids?
Usually, druids and nature follow the portfolio of certain gods and goddesses. Even though they are more primitive forms of magic, they are still deemed somewhat holy. But they are monitored closely, just like all magic. Oh, one last thing. I made sure to check before I came here, but none of you are registered as magic users within the pamphlet of the arcane. So, if I catch you again without your tokens, there will be consequences. If you wish to remain within the Empire, I would make that your next stop, to go to an official who can add your name to the ledger and give you your arcane token. Or your magic token, rather. You all have a wonderful day. I will find you when I need you. And if you find anything about Lloyd's whereabouts and bring them to us, you will be greatly rewarded. And he walks out of the door. Oh,
What would
really?
What would that reward be?
Gold? Power? Perhaps a favor from the Empire. You said you were looking for your wife?
Yes.
Perhaps we
I
could
look
help.
down at my feet.
And he looks at your toes as well, and you can see that he sort of raises an eyebrow. Until we meet again. And he begins to walk away. And And you see the guards behind him also walk away. And there's just the door left open.
Well then, now that that's over with, I stand up and button up my suit jacket. Shall we be off to our rooms then?
Let's get fucked up.
Proceed to walk out of the room.
Oh, no. No one else? Okay.
The morning.
Okay. So as you guys leave and start heading down the stairwell, you see at the very bottom of the stairwell in that sort of foyer area, you see Gower currently at one of the shrines, specifically the shrine with the gold and silver star. And he's currently knelt down in front of it, hands clasped in front of him, and he's muttering words underneath his breath that you can't quite hear. And there are other guards in the room that sort of gesture towards the door. One of them unlocks it. You all have a wonderful night and a wonderful stay in Namat.
Peace be with you.
And with you.
Proceed
That's the
to
dated version.
leave out.
And I mumble, and with your spirit, and walk out the door. I'm just kidding. Alright, let's leave this place.
That's not the song I want. Alright, so as you guys leave, you head back towards your rooms that you rented, right? That's what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So on your way, obviously you have to pass where the harbor master quarters are, and you know this to be Dock 1. And as you get closer towards your rooms, you see Dock 2, and then you see Dock 3. Lloyd, you are already at Dock 3. So once you get there, you notice there's a bunch of barrels and other cargo. Is there anything that you're doing specifically while you're there?
Is there anyone at Dock 3, like guarding or anything like that?
There is a ship pulled in and currently tied up, and there are men on the ship itself. And from what you can tell is they're actually coming off of the ship, grabbing that cargo and loading it back up.
I want to go up to them and say, is this ship leaving tomorrow? Dock 3, and I pull up my ticket and read off the captain's name.
And as you do so, one of them's like, "Aye, that's right."
Do you guys need some assistance?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we've got to get all this loaded up before we can head off to bed. Faster we do it, faster we can get on our way.
Well, yeah, I'm taking the ship tomorrow, or I'm a passenger of the ship tomorrow. I mean, I don't mind helping.
Oi, perfect. I guess you'll be staying on the ship anyway. Do you want to go ahead and get settled in your quarters?
If possible, yes.
Very well. Let me go ahead and show you the way then, and then we can come back out and load the cargo.
Okay, thank you.
And he scratches his head. I mean, you don't have to help, and I don't believe that Captain Salvador's going to pay you for it, since you are a passenger.
No, it's all good. No. I need something to do, and I have nothing else to do right now. So.
Righto. Well, we greatly appreciate it, sir. And he walks down into the ship, and the things you notice once you get on the ship is the ship seems to be pretty much used for cargo transport very specifically. There doesn't seem to be any type of weaponry in terms of like a ballista or cannons. It is a 3-mast ship. And based on its size, it can definitely hold tons of cargo. But they lead you down one flight of stairs, and there is sort of a separation of the quarters. You can see more towards the front of the ship. You can see a very lived-in location, and in the back of the ship, there's like 10 cots / hammocks that are all sort of swaying back and forth with the rhythm of the waves and stuff like that. Definitely a smaller quarter for passengers. I don't believe anyone's claimed their bunks yet, so you can feel free to. And he points to one location. Over there is the latrine. Over there is a small kitchen where we cook the meals and such. If you need a snack, help yourself. It was all part of the ticket cost. Otherwise, that's the flight of stairs that we came up and down. That'll be your primary way of getting to top deck.
Okay.
Unless the captain says otherwise, I don't believe there's any true reason for you to ever go into the cargo hold or towards the crew quarters.
Of course.
Otherwise, go ahead and get settled in, and if you wish to turn in for the night, obviously, go ahead and do so. May I have your ticket real quick?
I give him my ticket.
And he rips off one end of it. Pleasure meeting you.
Frederick.
Frederick, pleasure to meet you.
And I go find a spot that's not close to the bathroom, and put my stuff there, and I go up to the guy later and say, well, I'm ready to help if you guys don't need it.
Oi, oi. And they start to essentially point to certain cargo and tell you where it needs to go and stuff, and you just start doing so. And it's probably about this time, I'll take a perception check from the rest of the party as you guys are passing Dock 3. All right. So Dr. Thorpe and Trina, as you guys are passing Dock 3, you hear all of the movement of crates and stuff like that, and you see a very familiar hooded figure. Ooh, Kai sees it. Oh, no, he doesn't. He rolled a 12. But you guys see a very familiar hooded figure helping out with all the stuff. Very reminiscent of exactly what Lloyd is wearing.
I whisper over to Trina, like, perhaps we should leave him be, considering what we just went through. We'll meet up with him later.
I think he looks like he's safe on the boat.
Right.
Yeah, I go. Did you say this audible to everybody else or just Trina?
Just Trina.
Okay.
And I pretty much just signal everybody just to keep walking.
Keeps walking.
I say, hey Kai, what was your plan? Or did you just have to go potty?
Oh no, I actually did have to go to the bathroom, but I was gonna start a fight.
Oh, it just didn't work out?
Oh no.
Boy.
Okay.
I don't like to play the pathetic card, but I think it worked.
Just need to figure out what this is. And I pull out the star.
That's a holy symbol.
Further. Yes, but you can never be too safe. Maybe there's some way that they're able to monitor us.
Drop it in the water.
That's the peculiar thing about it. Think about the future. If we run into Gower in the future, maybe he would ask me for the symbol. But at the same time, if I keep this
Oh,
symbol,
I lost it on the ship.
which will rouse suspicion.
You know,
even
it's more
further.
suspicious them spying on us the whole time.
Indeed. I'll put some thought into it and look at this thing further.
Especially with the boat ride and the company we're about to join.
Hold on, what do you mean they're watching this?
I mean,
Saying they
there's
are.
a possibility. Just weighing out all the possibilities after what we have just encountered. Never be too sure. Just like that bookcase in that interrogation room. I knew that was what they wanted us to find. That puzzle.
You don't think they're... Hold on, do you think they use magic?
What? Oh, yeah.
Have you not been paying attention at all?
Kai kinda just...
How do you think they communicated to Gower to come here?
Hey. Be nice. Be nice. Yes, they use magic, but they think that their magic is okay. That
Oh.
Lloyd's magic is not, because of the way he channels it. I pat him on the head, which to do so I had to go on my tiptoes. Yeah. Which is quite a feat.
Two of them specifically.
This again. I hate it. Well, I'll let you know one thing. You might as well just get used to it. I hate
What?
when... Oh, when they, when people scry on us. I hate that personally.
Doesn't everyone?
Indeed.
I mean, then again, though, I guess that's kind of hypocritical since I can do that.
And
Man,
in this case,
you guys had balls telling them that you worship or whatever, get the powers from, what did you say, the Morgan?
Yes, the Morrigan. They are my goddesses that I serve.
Don't you think that's kind of putting them in jeopardy?
I
Yeah,
could
put
tell
them in
that.
jeopardy.
I figured that with all the statues of the gods and goddesses, and especially the fact that you said that they worship the goddess of magic, I figured that anyone that had God-given magic might be okay. Because if you looked, a lot of those gods and goddesses probably had a lot of followers that they've gifted magic as well. That's probably why Gower's so powerful.
Indeed. So, in the meantime, they are definitely going to be watchful of more so me than Trina. But they will still be watching you also, Trina. So, I would assume you're in more so a better light than I am.
I mean, the Morrigan are kind of picky and choosy on who their worshippers are, so that's probably why he's never heard of them. But I don't know. They are war goddesses technically, so I'm only got a very, very brief glimpse at all of the god and goddess statues, but They seem pretty diverse, right, Brady? The different kinds.
Yeah, they seem to be.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not proficient in religion, so you don't know exactly, but there were quite a few of them. And you would assume if there are many different gods that they, and with your limited knowledge on like most religions, is that each god is in charge of a single portfolio. No gods have the same portfolio.
Although there's probably multiple war gods, right?
Correct, yeah. Different aspects
Yeah,
of war and stuff like that. So
Okay. Yeah, because I think I saw a couple of war gods with, you know, the different kinds of weaponry, but the Morrigan is also a war god, so
yeah. And there's many war portfolios and stuff. So
yeah. Anyways, so do we pretend to know Lloyd or not know Lloyd while we're on the ship?
For now, we'll pretend to not know Lloyd.
Oh, y'all, Lloyd's here? Y'all found Lloyd?
He was on the ship helping them out, so I'm assuming that he's gonna be staying there tonight, which is the safest decision.
I think
Mm.
that it's less suspicious if we just act like we know him, so that, oh, darn, we fell into his hands again, as plausible deniability.
And I also think it's less suspicious if we are not talking about this in public. As I'm still walking.
Oh, well, if they're scrying on us, they already know.
which at this point you guys do get to the house that you're going to be staying at, which is conveniently this one that's kind of lit up on the screen, which means you have a very limited visibility of the tavern. And with that limited visibility, you can actually see the glimmer and the shine from many different suits of armor. As you can tell that the people over there are currently being questioned by the town guard. But you make it to you want to go over to the tavern?
I was just asking the
Go
group,
the room.
see what they're asking about.
If you want, I could check it out for you.
Okay.
What?
I have some urgent business I need to take care of.
I'll meet you
The
guys.
bathroom's that way.
No, not the bathroom.
Oh.
I'll meet with you guys, with the rest of you, here in a bit. Be back.
Whoever's staying with me in my room, just knock on the door. Hopefully I'll be aware to let you in.
Indeed. I nod.
So Dr. Thorpe exits towards the tavern. Is that where you're wanting to head?
Yeah, towards the tavern where
And
questioning
Trina
is
goes
happening.
upstairs for sure. What about Kai and Jim?
I'll go back up to the room. Dr. Thorpe seemed like he wanted to do it by himself.
And Kai, anything?
He's gonna go potty again.
Okay. Maybe.
Crackers hitting real hard. Carbs, you know?
Curbs.
I'm just gonna kind of roam around the dock for a little bit.
Alright. Sounds good.
Oh,
So
hooligan.
let's see. Dr. Thorpe, we'll start with you. What is it that you're headed to do? You're going to the tavern? Or do you want me to come back to you?
Like close enough to be able to attempt to hear if that's possible.
Okay. I mean, it's so even though they are questioning people, the rest of the rowdiness and revelry is still going on. So you can see that they're questioning, but you would probably have to get like really close to the point to where they notice that you're there, and probably actively listening unless you have some sort of ability that gives you very keen perception. Actually, roll a d100.
Chance it is, baby.
25% chance.
Oh.
He did it!
Alright. So as you're walking, just like a house or two before the tavern, there's a gentleman that's being questioned by 2 guards, and you slip into the alleyway and get close enough to the exit to be able to hear. Go ahead and roll perception. You hear them questioning the man about your group. You hear them asking questions specifically of how many of them used magic, and he's like, only the one with the hood, and that was the only one I saw. None of the others looked like they had any magic. And they ask more questions like, did you get to know them? What were they drinking? What was their demeanor? Did they mingle with any other people? And all the gentleman says is that they talked to the barkeep for a good little bit while they were waiting for their drinks. And after that, they're like, thank you very much for your time. And as they leave, the man starts walking very staggeredly because he's drunk. And he comes into your alleyway. And as he looks at you, he's like, hello. And he falls onto the floor and starts to snore. And as you peer around the corner, you see the guards beelining it to the barkeep.
Okay. And can I memorize this man's face? Drunk fellow's face?
Sure. Shouldn't
Alright.
be too hard especially because he's literally passed out drunk, and you can kind of just stand there and look at him for as long as you wish.
Okay. And then pretty much memorizing like how he sounds and all that stuff as well.
Okay.
And so they beelined it towards the actual barkeep.
Correct.
Is there anywhere that I'd be able to wedge in to try and listen again?
Probably, yeah. So as you start moving towards the bartender, there are seats at the bar, probably like 4 people down, and you sit down and probably pull out your journal to look as inconspicuous as possible. Roll me a perception check at disadvantage because of the noise. Okay. You hear bits and pieces, but you don't hear everything. But they definitely, like, you hear the name Lloyd, and the gentleman, the barkeep says, yeah, he came up and he was asking his options and stuff. And he was actually thinking about starting a bar fight. And he actually had friends, they seemed to be trying to figure out a way how to get out of it. And he starts looking around the bar, and he looks towards you, but now you're in different clothing. And he's like, kind of look like that guy, but that's a different guy. And the guards look over towards you, and they tell the barkeeper, thank you for your time, and they walk over towards you. Excuse me, sir.
I stop writing and look up at him with my glasses on. Yes. How can I help you?
How long have you been at this establishment tonight?
I've just got here recently. About 15, 20 minutes ago.
And how long have you been in the port city of Namat?
Port City, I've been here about 5 hours.
Did you happen to witness any type of arcane anomalies within your stay here so far?
Oh. No. Now, is that what's there? The rise? The guard? Are you and the rest of your men questioning everyone about this?
Yes. We are currently looking for a robed figure. He wears green robes, very wizard-like, and he has a goatee. He is wanted man, an enemy of the Empire. I believe his name is Lloyd. He has companions. They all seem from various regions. A halfling named Jimothy, a half-elf named Trina, a human named Dr. Thorpe, and another half-elf named Kai. They have been seen with this Lloyd fellow, but we don't know their correlation. We believe them to be hostages, so any information you can produce would be very helpful.
Oh, sorry. I take off my glasses and close them and put them in my inside of my jacket. Fortunately, I don't think I'll be of much help. I'm so knee-deep in my studies here.
As you say that, one of the women come back. Hi, sweetie. You came back for some more playtime, have ya? Where's your friends? The guards look at her, and then they look at you.
I look at her and smile. Do I know you?
Well, remember your friend? He was too young, but perhaps maybe you wanted a little playtime. I never forget a face. And yours piqued my interest the most.
I don't think you have the right person.
Do you have a twin brother?
No, but I did have gotten compliments of looking like possibly famous people in folklore, maybe. But no.
The guards look at her. Excuse me, madam, but this man's story does not match up with yours. And we don't really trust those of horse. If you could please, this is an official investigation. And there are other patrons that would love your company. And she frowns and looks at you and says, well, don't ever come back because you're not getting service for any of us. And she, and walks away. We apologize.
Oh,
I
no,
hate it.
no. Okay.
You have a wonderful night, sir. Thank you for any and all information. The Inquisitor's location or building is right outside of the military district. If you do find anything about this Lloyd fellow, please. Any information is helpful. And they nod their head.
Definitely will. I put my hand across my chest like it's a pledge of allegiance and give a brief bow.
Okay. And they walk away and start talking to other folks.
I'll sit there, try to sit there, open my glasses back up, put them back on, and get back in my journal and start writing again.
Okay.
Pretty much memorizing what they just told me. For a good 5-10 minutes before I get ready to head back.
You should go back. That gentleman in the alleyway isn't awake yet. We need to alleviate some stress.
As I hear that, I smile to myself. And then close my book and leave out.
Okay. And then I'm bringing us back to the normal chat.
You were dead.
Oh.
So Dr. Thorpe starts heading back towards y'all's location. Trina, you said you had something that you were doing. I think I know what it is, but what is it that Trina's up to?
Ring-a-ling-a-ling! got him call them goddesses.
Okay. So you get or fucking not Cadfan. What's his name?
Bad can, I think.
Beltran.
Oh.
Bad can.
Bad can.
Bad can.
No, that's their kid.
Roasted. So you summon Beltran, or actually I think Beltran's always been on your shoulder.
Yep.
So Beltran jumps in front of you, and you begin to commune, and your eyes roll into the back of your head, and suddenly you're in like a misty black landscape, and you can hear the call of your goddesses as they reach out to you. Yes, Trina. What is it that you have to report to us?
Definitely news. First of all,
we have seen the unfoldings of your journey.
Yes. I've been told that Mal has been captured. And his magic is being siphoned.
If he has, we have not seen it in that light. But we also haven't heard from Mal in quite some time. Do you really believe the reports that you've been given?
I actually do. I do not necessarily like the person who gave them to me, but I think this is decent information that we need to take seriously.
Very well. Your calls for concern have been heard. We will reach out to Mal when we are finished speaking with you. And next time you report, we will let you know if we need you to do anything about it. The twins are currently free, so more than likely you can continue on your path. Do not worry about Mal.
Could be an asset to find Mal.
We know that Mal is one of our greatest assets, as all of you children are. We would not casually throw him away, I assure you.
I understand. I know. He served you for a very long time.
Yes, and you need to focus on your task at hand. It is of the utmost importance that we figure out what exactly is happening in that town. The call to war is ringing ever clearer as the days go on. Is someone taking notes?
I always take notes.
I should have you send them to me.
I don't think you want to see them. I put like
yeah,
never.
I put mental notes on here, so like one of my last notes from before I was gone was we fought the Chosen of Baphomet and he bitched out on us. That hoe.
Noted.
That's literally a direct quote.
Well, Chosen's not going to be a hoe anymore.
The only things that we've killed this whole campaign, I think,
are those dumbass cart peoples.
No, you killed the baby griffin.
Oh, we killed the spiders.
And the bonfires. Sad people.
Is there anything else you wish to report, Trina?
Yes, I'm concerned about the growing animosity of the followers of Mystra against the magic users of the people in this country. I just want to give you a heads up. There's a lot of strife happening that might lead to other things.
Adriana, thank you very much for liking the stream. Yes, we've noticed that this Gower fellow claims to follow Mystra, who is the goddess of not only divine magic, but arcane in all forms. A very convoluted sense of direction he follows. But we are not, in any capacity, able to contact Mystra and figure out what exactly this means. that would be for you to hopefully find. As our power grows, though, we might be able to delve into it a little deeper.
Understandable. I just wanted to let you know that that's going on, that we could be called to war here soon.
Yes, and that may, in fact, be what exactly is happening. The tension between this empire and its neighbors has ever grown. And perhaps that tension is getting to a breaking point. But it all begins in Bleakbell.
Understood. Is there any other information you can provide me that will help me along my journey?
Not at this time.
Okay.
Keep up the good work, and you will be rewarded for your efforts.
Understood, goddesses. I won't disappoint you.
And you do not hear a response back. And your eyes come back to normal, and Cadfan hops back on your shoulder.
Beltran, but that's okay.
Oops, fuck, god damn it. So Kai and Jim, is there anything for you guys with the that you wish to do or talk about? I would assume that you two probably either go to the same room, or if you don't, then I guess you're by yourselves, because you do have 3 rooms available.
Is there a window?
Yes.
I go out the window and go. Could you hear my whistle?
No. I thought maybe that's what you were doing, but I wasn't 100% sure.
Weird.
But nonetheless, you do the whistle, and you hear, "Arr, arr, 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 arr," and you see Seymour running from the sort of where the stables would be, and he's running towards your location. And as he gets closer, he starts to sniff the ground, and he follows it to the door, and then he backs up and looks up and sees you, and he gets on his hind legs, and like he's reaching for you, but he can't get up there because it's obviously on the 3rd story. So
I go down, open the door, and bring it.
he tackles you and starts licking your face.
And then I lick him back.
As you do that, he kind of stops and tilts his head and goes right back into licking you.
All right, Seymour, let's go upstairs. Yeah, good boy.
And Seymour follows you up to your quarters. Anything for Kai?
Yeah, I was just trolling the streets in the docks.
Okay. Are you looking for anything specific or just like looking around? And did you go towards the military quarter or towards the tavern?
No, we're towards the military.
It's where you guys came from your investigation with Gower.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I'll go towards the tavern.
Okay. Roll a D100 for me. 20% chance.
You said D100?
Yep. Okay. So as you're walking, you see a bunch of drunks passed out, and you get to one alleyway, and as you look down the alleyway, you see one gentleman that's laying there, but he's laying there in a pool of blood. Thank you very much for liking the stream, Peter.
Uh-oh. I go over there towards him.
What do you mean, what happened to Yoshi?
I heard him do his dying sound.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Was it clear as day?
It was very faint.
Oh, okay. I guess it was just loud enough. It was loud enough to somehow get picked up on my microphone. Now, when someone likes my stream on Facebook, it makes that sound, and it has the wobbly Yoshi that you sent Gerald that one time. You remember that? Yeah. So if you go to my Facebook gaming channel and you like the stream, you'll see that Yoshi. It's really funny. But yeah, you see a dead man in the middle of the alleyway.
Yeah, I go and investigate.
Okay. So as you go in, you see that it was a very clean kill. He was stabbed in the heart a single time. And you can see that the blood of whatever weapon was used was wiped on his shoulder. As you look more, though, you notice that his mouth is open and he's missing his tongue.
Holy sh... I close his mouth for him.
Excuse me, sir. As you look towards the exit of the alleyway, a guard starts to approach you. We have some What's wrong with that man? He's been killed.
Missing his... Yeah, he's been killed.
Did you do this? Show me your weapons.
Does it look like I did this?
He looks around and he looks to you. Tell you what, kid. You give me 10 gold and we'll pretend this didn't happen. Otherwise, you'll be coming with me to the Inquisitor's area. On the suspicion of murder. I
just came from over there.
Oh, so you've been in trouble already?
No, I haven't. We've just been interrogated.
He starts to walk up closer to you, and he puts his hand on his sword. This doesn't have to be very difficult. 10 gold is all I require to keep my mouth shut.
I just hold my hands up and it's like, looks like we're going to the garrison or whatever. Please go get, what's his name? Garen. Yeah, that's it. Get him. I can literally tell you that we just talked.
So as this is happening, Dr. Thorpe is coming back from the tavern area, and you see what's transpiring. Dr. Thorpe. And his name is Gower, not Grover.
Yeah,
oh, I'm sorry, Gower.
Just kidding.
My
I was
bad.
gonna type a bunch more too.
You've been playing too
Grover,
much League of
Growler.
Legends lately.
Bruh, how do you... Oh yeah, because the dude's name is Garen. Yeah.
My heart and sword, always for Demacia.
I take a quick glance over, and I keep walking towards the end where we're staying.
Okay. Kai, roll a perception check to see if you notice Dr. Thorpe. DC is 15. You do not notice. Come with me, young man. I will take you straight to Gower.
Okay.
All right, so he grabs you by the back of your shirt, and he pushes you forward, and he draws his sword. And as you're walking, he's got you going at a quicker pace than Dr. Thorpe, which you do pass by him, and you do notice him at this point.
Thorpe, Dr. Thorpe.
I shoot and look over. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa.
Hey,
what's
thanks for
going
the
on here?
follow, Peter. Hopefully you're enjoying what we've got going on here.
What are you doing with this boy?
Give him 10 gold.
Yes, give me 10 gold and nothing ever happened. Otherwise, he has a visit with the Inquisitor.
10 gold. Well, here. Take the 10 gold.
Thank you.
Anything happening to this boy?
And if you see anything about this wizard, young child, come and let us know at the Inquisition Center. Thank you very much for your time. And he starts to walk back towards the alleyway where he found the body.
I still looking at the guards. I like brush off guy. What happened?
Man, I was roaming the streets looking for the chick with the routine, and I found a body.
Body.
Trying to get
Yeah.
some pussy over here. It's 14-year-old horn dog.
You were the only one there. Did you see anybody else moving away? Anybody who looks suspicious at all?
By the time I saw it, I was actually getting ready to go get help. And it just so happened that the guard walked in, and the guard walked in up on me, threatened, he said I should bribe him, but I didn't have any money. He was just gonna pin it on me like I did it. And it was weird too. It was a pool of blood. The person was just laying there, and the tongue was missing. I would have been shocked, but I've seen a lot worse.
Talking as soon as he says like the tongue was missing, Thorpe is like looking interested. He's like, tongue, come on, and put my hand on his back. Let's go inside. Everybody's on edge right now, and we don't need more attention on all of us. I do have some news about what I found out, so I'll tell everybody when we get in.
Found out about what?
About what those guards are looking for.
Oh.
You want to talk?
Man, I'd just go with them.
I just head inside.
Okay. And oh, go ahead.
I was about to say I knock on Trina's door as we're heading like up there, but go ahead and say what you're about to say.
Oh, I was gonna say if there's anything else that Lloyd wishes to do while he's on the ship, you guys end up finishing your cargo haul and stuff. The crew, there were only 3 crewmates that were doing like loading up the cargo, and they thank you and tell you get good night's rest as they head to sleep.
Okay. I am gonna go and I have a book, right? With
You have
the history
what?
book. The history book.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna go read through it and read about the land and the creatures that reside in it.
Okay, roll a investigation check with advantage since you have time on your hands, and I will let you know what you find out before next session.
Okie dokie. Investigation. Where are you?
'Cause yeah, it's a I forget. It's a history book about the empire itself, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool.
Let me
Yes.
look up the exact thing, but that's what I remember. Let me see. It's where'd I put it? It's in my journal. Did it not save? I know I grabbed a book.
I'm pretty sure it's about the empire's history.
Yeah.
I'll look through your stuff to see if I see it, but
History, was that it?
book of what?
Botched history? Was it like a botched book we got from Saxon? So that's what I wrote down.
Yeah, possibly. I do know it was with your meeting, so I'll probably just go back to the look at the session, see what happened.
I think it's an outdated book or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Cool. So with that, you all end up getting to whatever location it is you're going to be sleeping for the night, and you do your nightly rituals before finally finding rest. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Ooh.
Did we take our long rests?
Yes.
Okay. I'll roll a hit die. A hit die.
All right. All of that for casting a cantrip. That was like
I know, right?
a throwaway cantrip to help people. To save like 5 silver.
It led to drama. It was perfect.
Don't tell me the parts I wasn't there for. It's out better this way.
All right, yeah, that's.
Oh yeah,
that's
you were gone
perfectly
for a
fine,
while.
yeah.
That's kind of fun.
I'm gonna go in my stream. I will be right back. All right, so hopefully everyone enjoyed that. I think that was a very wonderful session. I fully anticipated the party to, one, notice that the bookshelf was a trap for them to go down. I anticipated somebody, if not all of them, taking it. And then two, Gower being down there waiting for whoever did that and giving them the choice. You can either die here, we can take you back to be questioned, or you can run away and become enemies of the Empire. Your choice. What I didn't expect was for just Lloyd to do it. So it's going to be very interesting, especially with the information that Gower already has. What ends up happening, but so far the party have made it known to him that they consider Lloyd their enemy. We'll find out. So thanks everyone for coming out. Hopefully you had a good old time, and until we see you again, peace.